Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Stock Market with your weekly gold analysis done after New York has closed for Wednesday 21st of August. I'm recording this video just gone 6 p.m. in the evening New York time on Wednesday New York time. Thank you very much to everyone who answered those couple of quick questions in that poll I had on my site over the week. There's plenty of interest in daily analysis for gold, so I'll be busy building a new site for that. And I'll bring you news of that hopefully early next week. I'll start doing daily analysis of gold for you. At the daily chart level, my wave count for gold remains the same. I'm still expecting overall more downwards movement yet to complete a zigzag correction for a cycle degree fourth wave. This target will change when I know where intermediate wave 4 has ended. I'll calculate the target at intermediate degree. I can't do that yet for you. So it's calculated at the only degree possible at this stage at primary degree. At 1151, primary C will reach equality in length with primary A. From the start here of primary C to this low here, it is not possible to see a completed 5-wave structure very comfortably. You could try and fit it in there, but it just wouldn't have the right look. So for that reason, I'm still expecting a final 5th wave down. At this stage, for the next week, I'm expecting a bit more upwards movement. Intermediate wave 4 may end in another week or so. It could also come to a speedy end during the next week. It can't move into intermediate wave 1 price territory. Movement above 1672.77 would invalidate this wave count. I've removed the target I had calculated for intermediate wave 4 because now at this stage, with more structure to analyse within the C wave, it looked too high. So today, for the next week, I can tell you we may expect it to end about 1399.73, but when I have more structure within it, I can calculate a firmer target for you. Keep drawing this parallel channel around the zigzag of intermediate wave 4 from the start of A to the end of B. Place a parallel copy on the end of A. When this channel is very clearly breached with downwards movement, we shall have trend channel confirmation that the zigzag of intermediate wave 4 is over, and the next movement, the final 5th wave down, should then be underway. Let's have a look at the structure of minor wave C, the last wave within this on the hourly chart, where the end of minute wave 1 at this candle here is this point here. So minute 2, a single zigzag. I was expecting last week upwards movement for minute wave 3. We certainly got that, although it fell well short of the target I had, which was calculated at 1.618, the length of minute wave 1. Minute wave 3 is slightly shorter than minute wave 1. There is a Fibonacci ratio between them of equality. So that's a less common ratio between third and first waves. At this stage, all I can really say about this fourth wave is it looks most likely to be a contracting triangle. It's also just possible it could yet continue further as a bigger combination or a time-consuming flat correction, but I'm going to label it as a triangle because the subdivisions fit so very well. This downwards movement here is a 3-wave structure, but I don't think this is where minute wave 4 is over because this upwards movement here subdivides as a series of 3s. This is a double zigzag. Because this upwards movement is a double and it's less than 90% the length of the A wave, the B wave, because it's less than 90% the length of the A wave, can't be a B wave of a flat correction completed here. It also can't be an X wave of a double combination because an X wave cannot itself subdivide as a combination. The structures within combinations may only subdivide as simple 3s. So that's why I expect we may be seeing a contracting triangle unfold. We need a zigzag down for the C wave, a zigzag up for the D wave, and a zigzag down for the E wave to complete it. The D wave of the triangle may not move beyond the end of the B wave, so if this is where the B wave has ended, we shouldn't see movement above 1379.29 as the triangle completes. Although having said that, if it turns out to be a barrier triangle, the D wave may end at about the same point, So long as the BD trend line is essentially flat, what that means in practice is it can actually end very slightly, just a little bit above this point. So this upper invalidation point for the triangle isn't black and white, it's not firm. On the other hand, the lower invalidation point for the triangle is black and white. The C wave for a barrier or contracting triangle may not move even a fraction of a cent below the end of the A wave. Any movement below 1352.35 immediately invalidates the triangle, but not the fourth wave correction. And the final E wave can't move beyond the end of wherever the C wave ends up. So I'm expecting lots of choppy, overlapping sideways movement in an ever-decreasing range for maybe another 1, maybe even 2 days, depending on how time-consuming the triangle is, to complete the fourth wave. And when that's done, I'm expecting one small, sharp upwards thrust for the final fifth wave. When I know where the triangle has ended, I will calculate a target for the final fifth wave up for you. I cannot do that yet. This is not the only possible structure for the fourth wave. It could yet continue further as a big flat or a combination if the B wave moves up higher. That is possible. I just think at this stage it's a bit less likely. Either way, the fourth wave is not over yet. More choppy sideways movement before it's over, and it cannot move into wave 1 price territory. Movement below 1344.26 would invalidate the wave count at this stage. So for the next few days, I'm expecting choppy, overlapping sideways movement for gold in an ever-decreasing range, most probably. And when that's done, we should see a short, sharp upwards thrust to complete this big fourth wave correction at intermediate degree. My next analysis for gold for you should be on the new website, which should hopefully be ready next week, and that'll be after Monday's New York session has closed. That's all for me today with your gold analysis, and I hope everyone had a fabulous week.